Ladies and gentlemen, we've got some big news in the world of the NFL. That is right. Yesterday, it was being reported that Jadeveon Clowney, yes, that Jadeveon Clowney, he is reportedly in talks with the Cleveland Browns to go there. I'm not sure what the contract details are. I don't know if they've been out yet. If they are, I don't know what they are. I haven't seen them, so I can only speculate on what I think about this potential signing. And by the time this video goes out, he may have already signed. I don't personally know. All I know is it's just rumored that he is in talks with them. That's all I know. So I'm sorry if this is a little bit late because he's already signed and I don't know about it yet. So on this speculation that Jadeveon Clowney signs with the Cleveland Browns, that is crazy. Just take a minute and think about the significance of this signing. Now, the Cleveland Browns, as we all know, made the playoffs last year and won a playoff game. They beat the Steelers in the wild card, lost to the Chiefs in the divisional on some questionable calls, you could say, but still they lost to the Chiefs. So, adding Jadeveon Clowney to that mix, does it improve the Browns? That is the question of the day. Does it improve the Cleveland Browns with this Jadeveon Clowney signing? Now, some may say, of course, Juice. Of course it improves the Cleveland Browns team because it's Jadeveon Clowney. But here's the argument against that. What Jadeveon Clowney are we going to get this season? Are we going to get the Jadeveon Clowney from past seasons when he first came into the league and he was dominant pass rusher? He was one of the most unstoppable forces in the league? Or are we going to get the more recent Jadeveon Clowney who doesn't really have that much of an impact, gets hurt quite a bit, and can't stay on the field? What kind of Clowney are we going to get? This is the same exact debate that I had with the Cam Newton signing last year with the Patriots. With that, I debated whether we were going to get the 2015 MVP Cam Newton or something similar to that where he was at the top of his game, or if we were going to get the more recent Cam Newton iterations that we saw in Carolina that they let him go. And that's what we ended up getting. We got a decent Cam Newton. He didn't really have a lot of weapons. We've been over that. We don't need to discuss that right now. This is not that video. But the main question is, what Jadeveon Clowney are we going to get in Cleveland? Are we going to get the dominant number 1 overall pick Jadeveon Clowney? Are we going to get the hurt, kind of washed up Jadeveon Clowney? I don't know, because he may turn out to be a very solid contributor to that defense because they've got a guy like Myles Garrett who's going to get double teamed more likely than not every single time out there. So having Jadeveon Clowney one-on-one, taking that pressure off of Clowney to put it on Garrett, who's already had that pressure on him for a few seasons now and has already proven that he can still wreck the league and still wreck the quarterback every single day, that may allow Clowney to prosper in a different role where he's not the main force, where he's not the number 1 guy. And in Houston, when he was with J.J. Watt, when they were at their most dominant form, was when they were double teaming JJ and Clowney could run off the edge as a linebacker pass rusher, coming off the edge, disrupting the quarterback and getting in his face. That was the best iteration of Jadeveon Clowney that we've seen in the NFL. So replace JJ Watt with Myles Garrett, who some may argue is better than I wouldn't argue that. I wouldn't say that just yet. But some may argue that Myles Garrett is a better version of J.J. Watt. And yes, we are getting a older Jadeveon Clowney who's been injured. He's been through some things in the league. He's more experienced, though. So maybe he doesn't have that. Maybe he lost that first step. I don't know. He didn't really play a lot last season. I think he was hurt for most of the season for Tennessee. Maybe even all the season for Tennessee. I don't even remember, really. But it all depends on what type of Jadeveon Clowney the Cleveland Browns get. Because if they get the the pass rusher that was teaming up with J.J. Watt, coming off the edge, disrupting the quarterback every play. That's the if that's the Jadeveon Clowney that the Cleveland Browns get, this is a bomb signing. This is one of the best signings in all of the NFL. But if they don't get, I mean, there's a lot of levels to this. There's a lot of levels and a lot of layers to what Jadeveon Clowney could be for the Browns. Now, I'm not saying that it's either number one overall pick, dominant Jadeveon Clowney, or it's bust Jadeveon Clowney that gets injured a lot. And there's a lot of middle ground here for Jadeveon Clowney to be in, where he can still be productive and still make the Browns a better team, but he's not that dominant pass rusher that he used to be. So in my personal opinion, I think, I'm just going to throw out a bold prediction here. I think that this signing doesn't really affect the Browns. I think this signing doesn't make the Browns worse, but it also doesn't make the Browns better. I think that the Browns stay the same, which still means that they're a very solid team. They made the playoffs. They won a playoff game. So this signing doesn't, in my opinion, this signing does not help them or hurt them either way. Now, I could be wrong. I could be eating crow come November, come December, January, February, if we watch the Browns in the Super Bowl, because Jadeveon Clowney showed up and contributed more than what I thought he would. So I fully acknowledge that, and I will come on here on this channel, and I will fully acknowledge the fact that I was wrong about Clowney. If he has a breakout season this year, a comeback season, and absolutely wrecks the league, I will fully acknowledge that. I'll say it right here, right now. But I just want to say, I don't think that's going to happen. I personally, I would love it. I would love it to happen. I love Jadeveon Clowney coming out of South Carolina. I thought he was going to be the next big superstar in the league. He was that for a few seasons. He got hurt a little bit. He couldn't really stay on the field a lot. He never really developed into that potential. He never really reached those levels of stardom. But he was a very solid player for a few years. The Texans let him go. Actually, did they trade him to Seattle? Or did he sign with Seattle? I'm not 100% sure on what happened. I think he traded him to Seattle, but I can't remember. I know he signed with Tennessee. So I just don't think that Clowney has got what it takes to be a difference maker on that Browns team. Now, see, the difference maker and a productive player are two different things. A difference maker is Myles Garrett. A productive player is a whole different thing. So I think Jadeveon is a productive player. I think that he's going to fill some roles for the Browns, do some good things. I just don't think that this signing really makes that big of a difference for Cleveland. I still think they're a very good team. They're probably going to make the playoffs this year. So I don't think this signing really affects them that much. That's just my opinion. That's just what I think. You guys can let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. If you think Jadeveon Clowney is going to wreck the league this season for Cleveland, or if you agree with me, if you think he's going to just be a guy on the Browns, just be a contributor on the Browns. Let me know down in the comments down below. Smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.